Okay. If you, whether you agree with it or not, if you admit 10 to 12 foreign nationals illegal into your country, all of whom need housing, does that make the cost of home ownership go up?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Freedom Stars. Today, I'm diving into a fiery Senate hearing where Senator Kennedy doesn't hold back. He confronts the real issues driving up home ownership costs, rising inflation, unchecked government regulation, and illegal immigration. This one's a wake-up call, so buckle up. Let's unpack this explosive debate. But before I get into it, hit that subscribe button and join the community that doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Let's get started. First up, Senator Kennedy kicks things off by acknowledging the uphill battles of public service. A little light-hearted banter, but don't let the jokes fool you. He's setting the stage for some hard-hitting questions. Kennedy's first target? The rising costs of home ownership, electricity, property taxes, insurance, mortgage rates. He ticks off the list, asking Mr. Williams, a witness, if each one makes owning a home more expensive.
You know, I think that all of these questions and all of these inputs to housing costs.
What about first about illegal immigration? Does that increase demand for housing and make the cost of home ownership go up?
I think that's a distributional question. I think the question we're here to talk about today is...
Yeah, but does it make the cost of home ownership go up?
We're here to talk about housing supply today.
We're here to talk about home ownership and the cost of owning a home. You're a bright man. Does that make the cost of home ownership go up when you increase demand that much?
I think that's a distributional question.
You don't want to admit it, do you?
I think that's a distributional question, and the problem that we're facing is
with all due
housing
respect,
supply.
I think you're being disingenuous.
Williams agrees it's a no-brainer. Here's where it gets heated. Kennedy hones in on immigration, asking whether admitting 10, 12 million undocumented immigrants into the U.S. increases demand for housing and, therefore, costs. The witness, Mr. Williams, dances around the question, calling it a distributional issue. Kennedy doesn't let him off the hook. He repeats the question to Mr. Pino, who finally admits, yes, immigration does raise housing costs in certain areas, but Pino claims there's not enough federal data to pinpoint the full impact. Kennedy's frustration is palpable. If demand skyrockets, so do prices. Basic economics. Don't forget to subscribe if you're tired of people dodging the obvious. Now, Kennedy brings the receipts. He drops the hard numbers. Mortgage rates are up by 123%, homeowners' insurance premiums by 16%, and electricity bills by 28%. He doesn't stop there. Kennedy calls out the Biden administration, blaming their policies for fueling inflation and devaluing the dollar. Let that sink in.
Put to a lot of things, both on the construction side.
It makes home ownership more expensive.
Sure, yes. And
all right. If property taxes go up, does that make home ownership more expensive?
Sure does.
If homeowners insurance goes up, does that make home ownership more expensive?
Indeed.
If interest rates, particularly mortgage rates, go up, does that increase the cost of home ownership?
It does.
A lot, right?
Depends on a lot of factors, but sure, it could.
When you own a home, you're going to have repairs. If the cost of home maintenance and repairs goes up, does that make home ownership more expensive?
Indeed.
Okay.
The dollar has dropped from $1 to 75 cents in purchasing power. That's not just a statistic, it's your paycheck, your savings, your future. And yet Washington wants to act like this isn't a crisis. If that wasn't enough, Kennedy takes aim at government regulation. He slams the adoption of the International Energy Conservation Code by HUD and USDA, which adds over $31,000 to the price of a new home. And for what? Minimal energy savings that don't justify the upfront cost? Kennedy calls it whack job regulation, and honestly, it's hard to argue. When regulations price Americans out of homeownership, it's time to rethink the playbook. So here's the bottom line. Inflation, government overreach, and increased housing demand are killing the dream of homeownership for millions of Americans. Senator Kennedy didn't mince words, and neither should we. If you're tired of political games and want real solutions, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more no-nonsense takes on the issues that matter. Until next time, stay informed, stay bold, and don't let anyone dodge the truth. See you in the next video.